it's Christine. It is time for a scrapbook process video for Stamp It Like It's Hot. Well, I've managed to get something on my paper, but it's okay. And what we do with Stamp It Like It's Hot is we take like a challenge we're going to use, for stamping. And this month's challenge rather is to create a pattern paper. And so I pulled out an old Stampin' Up kit, or a selection of Stampin' Up, oh good grief, I can't talk, y'all. Stampin' Up set here. It's called Baroque Motifs. I don't know what the date was. It's quite old because I haven't bought any Stampin' Up in quite some time. And I've kind of got these cool, patterns here. There's also Cherish and Kind. I don't know yet if I'm going to use it or not, but got those. And then I pulled out a blue piece of paper. I have this set. It's monochromatic. I got it from Expo. It's called Keep It Simple. I had another collection from them. But it's a really cool monochromatic, like, blue set. And so I pulled those out, but I pulled out this simple kind of just washed blue. And I'm thinking I'm going to use those stamps with these blue inks here. And I have pulled out Stormy Sky, Speckled Egg, and Weathered Wood. And on the back side, I kind of tested them. And I think I'm going to use Stormy Sky. And I might end up using Weathered Wood. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm going to use all three. I definitely like the Stormy Sky on top of it. So I'm going to start with that and see how that looks. And also what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use some washi tape, and I'm going to actually section this off and do just my stamping in the outside edges so that it's a pattern. And then I'll use the middle to mount my photo, which is my daughter. And it was a modeling shoot, of course. And I just thought this was beautiful. She's got this sun kind of shooting down on her. She cut her hair, so her hair was quite a little bit shorter, but that's okay. Anyways, that's kind of my thinking. So let me trim off this little branding strip here and put my washi tape down, and then we'll start doing the stamping. And I do still have like little pieces in here that I can kind of use as stuff. And then I think I'm going to use this foam alphabets if I have it. I want to do like Sun Lover, I think. And I think I do. I think I should have enough. So that's my plan. Okay, so let me do a little trimming here and a washi tape, and I'll be back on in a second. Okay, gang, so what I've done at this point is I have measured in 4 inches from each side, and I put some like not real sticky washi there just to kind of section out my space. Now, in a minute, I'm going to think to myself, Christine, you're very clumsy, and you're going to end up getting this real big old stamp where you don't want it. So I laid that down there right there. Even though I had the washi and I was kind of sectioning it off, I thought I'm going to stamp that by mistake if I'm not careful. So I did lay that there mostly so I didn't get clumsy on top of my space that I did not want the stamps. And I'm just kind of randomly stamping here. I chose the biggest stamp first. My general rule of things is start with your big stuff and then work your way to smaller. So I've got this big Baroque stamp, I guess is the term here. And I've kind of put those on there. And it's a little random. It's not like, on a pattern paper, I think maybe it would be a little more symmetrical or something. This ends up, I've got 3 basically on each side or something like that. And then I'm going to come in with my little flower stamps in a minute, and I'll kind of start filling in holes. Although one of them I kind of thought, probably should have gone there, but it's okay in the end. It looks fine. So I do my 3 kind of bigger pieces here. And I ended up also, by the way, just sticking with the one color of ink. I thought about trying to layer the different colors and all that, and then I got a little bit worried because this color looked so good with it. It was like it was the same shades or tone. It was like a different shade of the same tone or something like that. I don't know which color word is right. And by the way, y'all, this cat here is worse than Saturn. So Saturn's been chilling. She's actually doing real good. My husband works from home as well right now because of his surgery. And she's been hanging out in the bedroom with him, and she's happy as a clam. She's snoozing on the bed and everything, so she's fine. But this one here, man, he is all up. I took a picture and sent it to my daughter. This one is worse than Saturn, y'all. He legit sits on these papers. I can't hardly get him off. And in my last video, or one of my videos recently, I showed a little blooper reel where he was climbing up into my scrap rack. This cat's all into stuff. So you can see I've used my bigger little floral there, or I should say bigger little, but you can see the one bigger floral and then the smaller little stamp there, and I had to push him off, or not push him, but he was kind of going already, and I just said, go on now. And then I've used Cherish. Now I'm a little bit, I kind of hurt my own feelings here because Cherish is crooked. It's not straight across. And I thought, well, that stamp's on there crooked. No, it isn't. It's me. But I knew generally speaking, it was going to end up, it's just inside the pattern anyway, so it's okay. You don't have to be perfect. But I'm really pleased with how this turns out. So I'm going to take off the washies in just a minute. But first, I am going to do some splatters. I want to use the same ink. I've already done one side, so I'm just going to do the other side here, I think. Maybe I just start and I'll go again. No, I've already done the one side. So I'm kind of finishing it up. So I'm taking the same little stormy weather or whatever that was, stormy skies, and I'm adding the splatters to my papers here. And I think this turns out neat. I think it does look kind of like a pattern paper, so I'm pretty happy with this. Now I've got to take my washi tapes off, and this looks neat. See here, you get your little area in the middle that's not stamped, and I like that a lot, and also not splattered, so it looks kind of neat. So now I've got my daughter's picture, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mount, lies. First, I'm going to gut this thing. First, I'm going to create a map for the big paper there. I decided that I wanted to add a big mat for the layout, and so I took this little diagonal stripe here, and I gutted it because I will use that to mount my daughter's photo, or I'll put my daughter's photo. And so I'm going to take this, and then I'll have to trim down my stamp paper that I just made. I should have done it first, and I didn't, but it's okay. I'm going to do like a little 1/4 inch on each of the sides so that it's still evenly kind of spaced. And then I'm going to do the, I can't remember if it was the top or the bottom, but I'll take off basically a 1/4 inch. All right, there's an 1/8 inch on either side and then a 1/4 inch. I don't want a bunch of a mat, but I just wanted to lay it on top of this little diagonal here. I don't know why. I just liked it. I thought it looked pretty. So I'm going to end up doing that. I'm going to cut away in a second because I do use double-sided tape, and that's going to take me just a minute. And y'all, why I try to assemble this stuff on top of my paper cutter, every time I do this, I actually cause myself kind of heartache because it's not flat. I'm setting it right on top of that thing, and it's not really flat, and I'm trying to do all the things. But so I cut away because it took me just a minute. And so now I've got my daughter's picture, and I have mounted it on that floral. You kind of could see it a few frames back or whatever. It was a really pretty floral, and I do love it because it's got all the different shades of the blues. And then I'm going to mount. I did scuff the edges. I did want to do that, and then I have mounted it on the little diagonal stripe again. And then I'm going to use the darker blue that's the back side of that floral as the third mat. So I'm going to triple mat the photo, and I really like this. I think this turned out real pretty. It's nice and what's my husband uses the word girthy. We bought a table one time, y'all. We were looking for a dining table, and we're looking at all the various tables. He says, I want one that's kind of girthy. And I don't know if I'd heard that word like in years. I mean, I know what it means, obviously, but I just thought it was funny that he decided that was his adjective. So anyways, I'm going to put this picture on this darker blue, and then that's going to be my photo block. And so give me just a second. I'm going to do this. I struggle with making it straight. I kind of mess with this a little bit. And I'm going to have to cut away and trim and all that kind of stuff. Now, the cat's behaving right now, but he doesn't stay that way. I end up having to take a break because he just climbs up in the middle, and every time I set him down, he just jumped right up in the middle and sat right down the middle. And I tried to do like what Saturn will kind of park herself in the upper left corner. Y'all have seen enough videos that she kind of sits there and watches from the upper left corner. He would not go there. That was not his place that he wanted to be. I don't know. So now I'm going to get off into all these little blue pieces of ephemeris, and I kind of decide I like the labels, and I think I might use some of these labels and some of these frames. Y'all look at that. He is very much supervising. And I don't know if y'all paid any attention, but when I was out there stamping a little bit ago, he got the little small stamp and he was batting it around. I had to take it from him. By the way, I don't know if I told you guys, his name is Oreo, and I don't know if you can tell why. I can. Although it looks like the cream is on the outside of the cookie right there because he's black in the middle and white on the outsides. But his name is Oreo, y'all. He's too cute. I'm trying to use these labels to build I want to put little clusters. I want to build a visual triangle. And see, now he's going to mess with stuff. Oh, now he's settled down. And I'm going to try to put there's actually 3 little flowers I'm going to find. But I got these little frames. There's one little flowers right there, and that's perfect because I was kind of excited. I was like, okay, good. I got 3 little flowers. And I'm going to try to build out these little clusters here. And it's going to take me just a second because I kind of move things around. And I think to myself, oh, you don't even have the title down, Christine. You better put a title on here. So that's what I'm going to do next. I pull those aside, and I go ahead and put my picture down here, and I'm going to put my title so that I can start building my clusters because I got a little bit worried. Well, if I build my clusters and I haven't put my title down, I'm going to run out of room for a title because I called it Sun Lover. I don't know if I told y'all yet that y'all. I may have, but I did have enough letters. Oh, I know, because I did. I said I hope I had enough letters, and I did. I had plenty of letters. The only tricky part, or the only thing that I'm a little bit like, I wish they wouldn't like that, is the letters do have a teeny little orange spot pattern, but you kind of have to look. I mean, it's not like it's in your face, but then I thought to myself, well, she's got that red hair, so that's okay. It looks kind of neat. And so I got my title there, and I'm going to start building out my clusters again. Again, I'm just going to kind of use some frames and some labels and stuff like that. And then those little flowers. I had a bigger, well, I got that bigger one right there. I tried it as a diamond at one point, but I decided to stick with the square here. And I just kind of layer up that left side especially. I mean, they all end up with layers, but the left side especially gets layered up. So, yeah, this is one of my daughter's modeling pictures, y'all. I don't know where she got this one taken or who she took it. I don't know. I had so many modeling pictures, and I'm not complaining because I really enjoy having them for, you know, various different challenges and layouts and stuff. I feel like they always kind of pretty when they're professional. And I'm an okay photographer with my phone, but it's not the same by any means. So I like having these professionals now and again. And especially I was kind of trying to emphasize the blue of those overalls. I mean, they're definitely a brighter blue than I'm working with, but I thought it was pretty. She's kind of got the gray wall and the white shirt and then just this blue overall. So the blue to me was just a really good color to emphasize here. So I built my little cluster there on the left-hand side. I've got the cluster on the upper right-hand side. I pulled out some little banner pieces for that. And then down there in the bottom, I'm using like a little Polaroid frame looking thing and a label. Now, I need to go on my phone and find the year these pictures were taken so I can add it to the labels or the one label. I will add some stickers in a minute, so you'll see that. But there's not tons of journaling room, but I do want to at least add the year. So I glue those. Went away because I wanted to glue those in. I did decide to add string to my little tag here. And instead of tying like a knot or something, I've seen Shannon recently. I don't know what maybe struck me. I've seen other people do it. I don't know why it just struck me, but I was like, oh, look, she's just kind of gluing the strings down as they come through the hole. So I decided to do that. You can see I've just kind of pulled it through the hole, and then now I'm just kind of gluing it like in a cute little curve. I'm just having it kind of, you know, make a curve, kind of reminiscent of those little Baroque stamps, I guess, is what I had in my head. So I like how that turns out. And then I have pulled out some little jewels here from my jewel bucket, and I'm just going to sprinkle these around. I get 3 in the bottom right. I do 5 where I have all those other labels. I'll do 5 there. And then I'll do 3 in the upper right corner. And then I think you can see my stickers, my little word stickers on the right-hand side. They are silver foiled letters. I think they're foiled. Silver foiled letters on the little phrases there. And I use Good Life, I think. And then a couple of cute little, like inspirational type phrases in the bottom right. But I kind of want to add the year on the left-hand label there. Once I pulled that off the phone, because I used my phone to record, I couldn't look it up. And I was not going to be scrolling around on the iPad. So it'll have to get added. So I'm just trying to find the right kind of phrases to go on here. And I don't think I do anything else after that. Once I do this, you'll see me touch the layout quite a bit though after I'll put the little jewels down. I'm kind of trying to make sure the jewels don't come off. But then I'm also going to have to use glue on these stickers here, y'all. I stick them down there, but honestly, they're very not sticky. So I will end up adding a little bit of wet glue behind the stickers when I get done. But I think this turned out really cute. I'm proud of my faux pattern paper with my stamps there. I think that turned out great. I'm happy with that. And I did use pattern paper. I mean, it's obviously a little pattern kind of behind it, but not really. So I like this a lot, y'all. I love this blue monotone too. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the playlist. There's always quite a few people playing on this stamping one here. And I really enjoy having you guys make comments. So if you do, I'll try to respond to every one of them. It may take me a day or so, but I usually respond to everybody. And don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my Instagram at Scrapping Hardin. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.